Hello, my fellow speakers. This is Brian, the speaker for the dead, coming to you again today from the road. I felt the need to make another video because of conversations I've had with some of my subscribers, and as a test, almost more than anything. And I wanted to do this on the hoax known as global climate change, or global warming, or whatever they're trying to call it this week to justify. I've been doing some more research, looking at some other videos. I apologize that I don't have these guys' names, but you can just go and look up videos, and I will try and link to them in the descriptions for this video. Because I found some videos of actual scientists. There's one guy, Lord something, Peterson, I think. I think he's from Great Britain. And then there's another guy who was actually one of the founders of Greenpeace, who realized that the movement became something that was not about science, was not about saving humanity, and then it morphed into like attacking humanity and trying to destroy humanity. And so he left after about 15 years, and I mean, he's an actual scientist, and was watching some videos that he was doing, and they are fantastic. They show actual data, actual charts, actual a refutement of all this nonsense that's coming out of these idiots and other scientists that are cherry picking data, or using partial pieces of data to justify their climate hoax stuff. It's just I apologize if you're getting tired of me talking about climate change, but it worries me because there is such a push right now on climate change with this Greta Thunberg and the 16-year-old from Sweden who's just nuts, and I feel so bad for that girl that she's been brainwashed and then trotted out in front of cameras by her parents. That, I mean, her parents are just should never have been allowed to have kids, and I have a hard time saying something like that, but it's child abuse. These people that are having kids and then trying to push their mental illness onto the kids, trying to confuse them about their genders and stuff at 2 or 3 years of age, and then now this poor girl gets trotted out there. She's been lied to her whole life about global warming, and it is scared to death and made to believe all this horrible stuff, and and they're doing this to thousands of kids. I mean, there's schools all over this country and all over the world that is teaching this nonsense as absolute fact, and scaring people and future generations into believing this garbage. Anyway, one of the biggest things I wanted to point out, because I as you know, I've done several videos on climate change. Well, on each of the climate change videos, where in the title I actually titled it about global warming or climate change, because they did it in one video and then not in another. Well, I noticed that the one they didn't do it in didn't have global climate change or anything like that in the title. So as I was doing the research the other day and watching these other videos and looking for actual scientific facts and stuff, because I know it to be false, but I can't sit there and tout the evidence because I'm not a scientist. But I am a thinker, so I can put 2 and 2 together to make 8. So I mean, I know what. I'm sorry. No, that's what they do. I'm projecting. 2 and 2 is 4, and for some reason these idiot scientists and people like Al Gore, they learned the new math. It's like they learned Common Core math before Common Core was a thing. 2 and 2 is 67. If that's what you want, sweet pea, just justify it. Just justify it. Tell us how you got there. Well, I did this and anyway. So on the video, right down here, right under my video, boop, like right there, and I'm gonna title this about climate change, and you watch. YouTube puts a link to Wikipedia right there so that they can tell you the truth. And then they put a link to the global warming as described by Wikipedia. You know, source of all knowledge of truth. Okay? And these other videos I was watching on global climate change for these scientists who were debunking it, that thing was on the bottom of theirs too. It happens no other time. I've never seen those bars like that, other than sometimes they'll put a little ad down there, but most of the time they don't even do that. But on every climate change video that I saw, that bar is there. Whenever you watch a video and you see that bar there, over on the one side you're going to see 3 little dots. Hit that thing, hit that little dots, and it'll say, why am I seeing this? Go to website, why am I seeing this? And then leave comment or whatever. Go in there and leave a comment on YouTube telling YouTube, I do not appreciate you trying to propagandize me in a video that I am looking at subjects on. This is the only time I see you do this is on global warming videos. What gives you the right to try and propagandize people who are looking for information and stuff? I mean, however you want to word it, go in there, put those little buttons, and leave every time you see that, so that we can tell YouTube, get out of our lives. I'm not looking for your definition. I didn't come here to watch a YouTube video propagandizing me about YouTube or what YouTube people think. I'm here looking for real facts about global climate change, not what you already believe. Because I think it's disgusting. I did the same thing. I hit the little dots, went on there, sent him a comment saying, hey, stop it. You know, don't put this crap on my videos. This isn't an ad. Nobody paid for this. You guys did this of your own volition. So there's no reason for that to be on my video, other than you have an agenda and I don't have an agenda. I just want people to know the truth. I just want people to know they're being lied to and manipulated. That's the only agenda I have. I don't get anything for telling people the truth about global climate change or the lack of global climate change. I'm not Al Gore. I'm not out there trying to make millions of dollars off of lies and deceit put out as truth. I'm sorry, but I mean, an inconvenient truth too, even climatier. I mean, what the heck? Everything he said in An Inconvenient Truth didn't come true. Except for I think there was one thing that they touted as being true from that video. Everything else was totally debunked. Because he made that movie, and then 10 years later, when we were all supposed to be underwater, that's when he made the second one. I had to change my projection. And that's what they always do. They remind me of the people that when I was growing up, there was a group of people that got real heavily into the end of the world. Like they thought that they could search the Bible or search, this thing or that thing, and they could find out when the end of the world was coming. And they were and every time, oh yeah, it's gonna end on this and this and this and date and stuff. And I mean, even some members of my family got caught up in that. And and I was just like, whoa. And these were people I knew and liked. And to see them fall this way was really hard. It was really tough for me. And they'd fallen on some hard times. They were struggling financially. And I think they just started grasping at anything that would explain away their misfortune, other than we suck and we did this wrong and this was not good and we shouldn't have done this and stuff. You know, it was like a way of avoiding personal responsibilities for some poor choices that they made. I feel like that's what this global climate change stuff is. It's some kind of weird guilt for the fact that humans are not always very clean and stuff like that. I will be the first one to admit that. And that we need to change and we need to do some things different. Not because, oh, the world's going to end, but because we're supposed to be good stewards of the earth. You know, and I am absolutely just as much against the big companies dumping chemicals in our water or dumping stuff like that, but, you know, to make money. I'm just as against that as anybody. I want them to be responsible for what they're doing, and if you create a toxic substance, you need to take care of it. And I don't mean just dump it off where somebody else can't see it. You know, I believe in being responsible for, you know, that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Making people responsible for what they do. But I'm not going to lie to them and say, oh, the world's going to end if you don't do that. You know, it's such a ridiculous thing. Michael Crichton, you know, the man that wrote the Jurassic Park books and stuff like that. If you ever read the introduction to that, he talks about that. The earth could shake us off like we're fleas. We're nothing. We're nothing. If this earth started to collapse because of our actions, trust me, Mother Earth could just go, you're all done. When you think about the power that this planet can project, one volcano can kill millions of people if it goes off in the right location. I'm not saying that, you know, Mother Earth has a spirit. I just say Mother Earth because that's the way I kind of think of it. I'm a very religious person, and I know that this planet has a soul. Not the same way the environmentalists think of it having a soul, but we're supposed to be good stewards. You know, I keep saying that because I want to drill it into people that we are supposed to be good stewards. But that doesn't mean going back to the 1st century BC, living in campfires and eating horse dung. You know, that means using our technology to better things so that we are cleaner, more efficient, so that we don't have to leave these footprints on the earth where we don't need to. You know, to get to a point where, hey, so fossil fuels got us to where we are. They got us to this point where we were an industrialized civilization. We're great. But we don't need those tools anymore because we've found better tools. You know? But to blame mankind, I mean, it's so pathetic. The arrogance of human beings to believe that we have any true or lasting effect on this world is just pathetic. We could set off every nuclear bomb in the world and kill ourselves all off, and the earth wouldn't even show that we've been here in 1,000 years, 10,000 years. There'd be fossils of us and maybe a few rusted out hunks of metal buried in the deserts or whatever. But the earth would recover, and it'd be like, you know, because everything we're using on this earth is a natural substance, right down to the uranium, the plutonium, the petroleum products. That all came from the earth, and people act like it's some dirty, foul substance. It came out of the earth. It's an organic substance. And I don't mean organic like they say, and I heard that in this video the other day. You know, it's organic in the same way we're organic. Meaning organic in a scientific term, not in a, oh, eat this grain, it's organic, it's super healthy for you. Organic used that way is just a stupid marketing tool. And I know that firsthand because I've hauled that stuff. All that organic nonsense that you get in the grocery stores, it's a lie. It's a lie. I've hauled the grain. I've hauled the substances in my trucks. And you know what? I've hauled a load of fertilizer, phosphate, in a trailer, gone down the road, swept out my trailer, cleaned it out, and loaded organic grain into the same set of trailers and hauled it to an organic grain facility or to an organic dairy. or to this or that. Now, do you think all the residue was gone from that fertilizer? Heck no! But it can still be classified as organic. That's what a lye organic is. Wow. Good bump. And I want people to realize that. There's no real rules regarding organic stuff. You're paying double the money for stuff that was transported and hauled in inorganic trailers. It's just stupid. It's all this marketing trying to make you feel better about what you're doing. And if you've ever seen the organic grain, it is so full of weeds and bugs and everything that nobody in their right mind would ever want to eat it. Never. So, just, stop being lied to. Don't buy into the ignorant stupidity that these people project, because it's not organic. It's just a lie. It's just a marketing term. But it's just as big of a lie as climate change. It's all made up by humans to get control and power and earn money and take away your rights and your freedoms. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because they don't care about the earth. Because they're the biggest hypocrites ever. No. And people like Al Gore are the worst. Because they're not living. If they were truly environmentalists, they would give up every convenience that is given to us by fossil fuels. They would convert their houses completely over to solar. They would put up windmills out in their backyard. And stuff. And windmills, I've talked about them before. They are horrible. They are horrible. And I didn't even realize how bad they were until I was watching some of these videos. But and I know this for a fact because they put up windmills around where I live. They kill hundreds of birds a year. They kill wildlife. They don't produce electricity the way they're projected to produce electricity. They're extremely expensive to maintain, and then when they do break down or have problems and they have to be taken down, what do we do with that stuff? Well, you think they're going to take that metal away and melt it down and make another windmill blade and bring it back? No, they're not. That's going in a landfill somewhere. That gigantic freaking blade that's longer than an 18-wheeler. Stop letting yourselves be lied to. Think for yourselves. Critical thinking. Absolutely one of the most important skills they used to teach in school, but don't anymore. Now they spoon feed people lies and deceit and can't even teach people how to do math correctly. I can't help my kids with their math anymore because the way they're teaching them makes 0 sense. Oh, good Lord, I just made an okay sign. The ADA came out the other week and said, this is a racist thing. No, it isn't. It means okay. It's always meant okay. Just because some idiot gets on the internet and says, this is racist, doesn't mean it's racist, people. I want to delete 2019. This is the year we're going to look back and go, that's when it all went sideways. It's when we all lost our freaking minds. The only thing I'm absolutely kind of happy about today is the first 2 steps that are in the constitutional process to impeach a Speaker of the House has been done. Nancy Pelosi, your days are numbered. You wanted to impeach President Trump? Well, guess what? We're going to impeach you. Not because we're defending President Trump, but because you're the worst. You're the worst! For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the Constitution requires 3 things to happen to impeach a Speaker of the House. One is that the paperwork has to be filed by the administration. That's been done. Rudy Giuliani has already done it. Then the Council of Governors have to vote and get a supermajority to vote to impeach. That just happened the other day, apparently, in the news story I was reading. And now the Senate is required to hold a trial to see if she will be impeached. And anybody who's watched Nancy Pelosi for more than 3 seconds knows there's an unlimited amount of information on why that woman should be removed and never be allowed to get anywhere near a gavel again. So, yeah, they've sought to destroy a sitting president. It doesn't matter which president, but the fact that what the Democrats have done is just disgusting and deceitful, and they're gonna put her out of power. Not that we'll get anybody any better, because it'll just be another Democrat, because they're in control of the House right now, but it'll derail their attempt to destroy a sitting president. And she is the worst. She is the worst speaker. I thought Paul Ryan was bad. He was a Republican. But Nancy Pelosi, wow, she takes the cake. Anyway, global warming, Nancy Pelosi, it all needs to go away. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, if you see that nonsense going on below these videos, get on there, hit the buttons, and tell them to stick their opinions where the sun don't shine, because Wikipedia is not the arbiter of all things truth. I plan on doing, when I get home, I'm going to do a discussion on this on a live stream and some other things I want to talk about. I did my first live stream the other night from the truck, trying to do some testing and get ready for when I actually do that. For those of you who had to watch that, I apologize. That was just there's no other way to do a live stream than to just do a live streem, and it goes out live. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Get out there and enjoy yourselves, and get out there and educate yourself on this stuff, because it's important. It really is. That's the only way we truly separate ourselves from the beasts and liberal Democrats and psychotic Republicans who just believe everything comes out of a Republican's mouth, is to educate ourselves. Don't let yourself be lied to by anybody, by either side, left, right, up, down, middle. That's how we survive this. Anyway, have yourselves a great day. See you next time.